Hey, everybody, welcome back to episode 29 of Outdoors with MSA with your host, Anthony Jones, and myself, John Abernathy. We are so happy to see you guys again, mainly because I did not die of COVID. It wasn't half as bad as I thought it was going to be, and
Right.
we're still kicking, even
Yeah.
though some of you wished otherwise.
Oh man, I don't know about all that. I'm just
It,
glad that you're healthy, man.
it's an inside joke,
Right.
full inside joke. Whoever that was meant for will see it and they'll know.
Well, I'm just happy that you're good. It's like for the last 2 months, it's been nothing but sickness. Either my family or yours. It's been insane, dude.
Yeah.
We got some big things to discuss today, though. Got a good special guest coming in,
Oh, yeah.
but
Oh,
uh,
John Raymond's got the Rona now. Oh, buddy, I hope you get to feeling better.
right. Hey, if you're the praying type, John had to put his dog down the other day. Been his family for like 15 years. So say a prayer for John's family. That's 15 years. That's family. And nothing's worse than losing a dog. So, uh, but anyways, we got a lot to discuss. One, me and you are going to be at the NWTF convention February 19th in the Foxtrot ammo booth. I'm freaking stoked. I can't wait to see Bryce, talk to Bryce. But not just that, but we're going to go around and, we're going to interview other booths,
Yeah.
talk. It's going to be a good time.
Now,
I'm
that'll
using
probably be an episode that we don't do live. We'll
probably
probably
not.
pre record that one and then piece all of them together and put it out at a different time.
Yeah.
Just because if we did it live, I think one, the background noise would drown us out because we're not fancy enough to have the little mics and everything.
We'll get
Um,
there.
so we got to figure out what we're gonna do with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a good time. Can't wait for that.
Well, I'm just excited to go around to the different booths. I mean, a lot of the people I've never talked to before, uh, and just hear different tips and tricks to turkey hunting.
Oh yeah.
It's something real special when you get to pick the minds of thousands of other people who are out there doing the same thing that you love.
Oh, dude, I just love the networking.
Right? Well, it does great. It is a great opportunity for our podcast plus our nonprofit too.
Yeah.
So, and if you're a vet or a first responder watching this and you don't know about Outdoors with MSA, it's a spinoff of our nonprofit. We use it as another outreach to vets and first responders to provide hunting and fishing trips for you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
so I'm using a laptop today, which is the first time ever. So everything is totally different than what it would be on my phone.
Yeah.
But I'll let you touch all the buttons and stuff because I'll mess it
Yeah.
up. I'm just not tech savvy. But anyways, we're doing a gun raffle right now. Two different firearms, $25 a piece per ticket, or five for 100. And all this money that we raise is going to go to provide veterans and first responders turkey hunts across the country with outfitters. You can pay via PayPal. You can pay via Cash App. You can pay with cash if you can meet me or John. Uh, and they're super nice guns, man. Foxtrot Ammo donated over under TriStar 12 gauge. Outfitted. Indian Creek donated the chokes for it. Meadow Creek donated the mounts. Burst Fast Fire 3 red dots. So Burst Fast Fire donated their red dots. Foxtrot Ammo's donating the shells. And Appalachian Custom Calls is fronting some mouth calls. And so it's a great opportunity for you to win either a shotgun or a really nice 6-hour M17 9mm.
Yeah.
It, if you need a turkey gun, what better way? I mean, you $25 and win a $1,500 worth of a gun. So, and that's counting the chokes and stuff. So it's
Oh
like
yeah.
$1,500 worth of product right there alone.
Yeah, man. I mean, one,
We're,
four good calls. Two,
yep,
it's great products. And three,
absolutely.
you're gonna spend that money on stupid shit anyway. Spend it on
Yeah,
us.
like dip and cigarettes. Who
That's
needs that?
that's essential. I don't know how you say it without. deal with too
Dude,
many dumb people in my life.
dude, I thought I hit the lottery the other day. So I went to the gas station. I'm a subscriber to Skull, so every couple months I'll send, coupons. So I got like $1.50 off a can. And then they had a promo going on inside the store for the same kind of dip I got with $1.50 off. I got 2 cans of dip, man, for $2. I was so excited.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like
Speaking
win the
of,
lottery.
speaking of stuff that'll kill you, what's this I'm hearing about the lawsuit out at Camp Lejeune about the drinking water?
Oh, dude, that's been going on since like the 70s or 80s, I think.
I just heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the full background story to it, but I reckon there's some pretty bad stuff in the water, and it's caused some pretty bad stuff. I'd have to research it more to talk about it. So
Okay. I didn't know. I just heard about it the other day on the radio, and I was like, oh,
I need to check the water out there at 29 Palms.
they just need to check you Marines in general.
Well, that's no doubt about that. So turkey season's coming up, but another big thing is, right now it's trapping season. And man,
Yeah.
I've been trapping my butt off. I should have posted some pictures in here so we could show them up. But caught 2 big bobcats so far. I've caught 4 coons. I'm wearing them out, man. And I mean, if you're a big time turkey hunter or deer hunter, trapping is essential.
And why is that?
Well, I mean, you want to knock out your nest predators. Like 48% of the coon or 48% of the turkey nests here in the South just get hammered by coons. And that's not counting the possums, the armadillos, hogs, bobcats, coyotes, crows that are also going out. I mean, for a poult, for a hen to hatch a successful nest, and for you to notice a population to stay steady, she needs to, at least have like 3 poults per nest survive. And right now we're floating somewhere around like the 1.4, which is horrible. And so you going out trapping for bobcats, coyotes, fox, coons, what you're doing is just increasing, nest survival. That's the plan and that's the hope. We can attest that on the lease, dude, we've had tons of turkey pictures. At least during the summer, early fall.
Every
It's
time I
like
do.
yeah, it's nothing but turkeys. And that's from trapping, I think total coons I've trapped off this lease, and I started trapping February last year, so it's not been a full year yet. I'm somewhere around 25 coons. It's pretty good. And 2
Okay.
bobcats. Never
Dude, that
caught a bobcat before.
that first bobcat was gigantic.
Dude, scared the crap out of me, man. There's nothing freakier than walking through the woods with a flashlight on your cell phone because you leave your flashlight at home and coming around a corner and there's a giant bobcat sitting right there like, what's up, bro? So what
And,
it was a
and it
lot
was
bigger
barely caught. Like if that thing really wanted out, it could have got out.
yeah, it was a toe catch, which scared the crap out of me when I finally dispatched him and I realized it was just hanging by his toes. That's not what you want. You want a full paw and really secure him in there. So I'm glad that you called me and told me that, hey, he's on the cell cam. You should go out there. If I wouldn't have went out there, he probably wouldn't have been there in the morning when I went. There's no doubt about that. He would have lived to see another day. He weighed 27 pounds, so which is huge for a bobcat.
What are you gonna do with the
So I sent it to a taxidermist. He stretched it, fleshed it, and so I'm sending it off to Wisconsin to have a Super Trooper hat made for my wife. So, or what some of us folks around here would call a trapper's hat. It's got the fur to come down around the ears, but they call them Super Troopers up there.
Nice.
So, oh yeah. So, I'm about to wrap up trapping on the lease here in about a week. Focus on another property behind my house because it's really hurting. The turkeys just ain't as plentiful as there was a couple years ago. So now I'm going to start corning, sunflower seeding it, and getting it ready for opening day so I can take you turkey hunting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. Let's see
Yeah.
what this hoo-ha's all about.
Right. I like your orange hoodie, dude. It looks legit. Yeah, it's nice. It's big.
It's comfy.
Yeah, my wife ordered me one. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. So can't wait to try it out. I'll probably wear it at the convention.
Yeah, my turkey flame shirt came in too. I'm happy about that.
Oh, dude, best shirts out there. Huge thank you to Ginger and David from Really Designs.
Yeah, they look good. They look real good.
No doubt, man.
Speaking of sponsors, you want to run through them real quick?
Absolutely. Appalachian Custom Calls, vet-owned company out of East Tennessee. If you're looking for extremely affordable mouth calls and pot calls, Jonathan Scholl's who to go with. $6 a mouth call. I think it's like $40 for a pot call. And if you're a veteran or first responder, you do get a discount. Just make sure you set in the thing that you're a vet. And super good guy. Camo Dust, Chris Parnell. We can't say enough about his stuff. I'm excited to wear it again next year. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully I can put meat in the freezer this time instead of being too picky during the early bow season. If you've not had a chance to go to Veteran Innovative Products Facebook page, you need to do it. They released some incredible broadheads at the ATA show just a couple weeks ago. They got 2 new turkey broadheads, the Guillotine X and the Guillotine. One of them is fixed blade and the other one is expandable. And then he also came out with his new 3-blade. He improved the 2-blade. And I think he redid the Combat Veteran. Super, super amazing products. I can't wait to go out in the field with them this spring and this fall. Bryce, man. What more can I say about it? Super good guy. If you're looking for TSS, which is the top of the line ammunition for duck hunting, turkey hunting, predator hunting, you can use it for hogs. You can use it on deer. He sells shot from the size 2 all the way to 9. And man, it's incredible stuff.
I want to add water just because.
It's okay. Old Indian Tricks LLC, Dan Dewitt. Hey, he's coming on today to talk about turkeys. And I can't wait.
If you haven't watched an episode with Dan Dewitt yet, you're missing out because the man is just dropping knowledge bombs left and right.
Yep. And so he's going to come out with some really good knowledge today about turkeys, especially, I don't want to go in too much because he's fixing to come in. And I want him to be able to talk. Nice camo sprite, bro. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, Old Indian Tricks LLC, man, they're synthetic scents. A lot of states don't allow natural urines, and they're going towards synthetic scents. What's so great about Koza's Rookham juice, his Cooter juice, his Seymour deer, is that, synthetic scents stay in the ground longer. They stay longer. Whereas a natural urine base, it starts going away almost immediately. It doesn't stay there long. So the synthetic scents of Koza's Rookham juice and Cooter juice, it stays in the ground. It's going to keep them deer coming in, checking them scrapes every day.
Yeah.
So super good stuff. You ought to check him out. He also does veteran and first responder discounts. Yep, he did it just because of our show, and we're incredibly thankful for him.
All the sponsors are huge, but Dan has been huge just for me personally.
Right.
I can't say enough about the guy.
So I've been studying the calendar a little bit, and I'm wanting to come to Georgia and turkey hunt. And so you got some good WMAs up in your area that are actually really good for turkey hunting. I've been looking at the harvest numbers. Georgia moved their season back. So their season opens the same time that ours does here in Tennessee.
Okay.
But they delayed their WMAs. So none of their WMAs open up until April 9th, I think is what it is. So I think after you come up here and hunt with me, I think I'm going to come down there and maybe me and you can go run after the mountain gobblers, man.
Yeah.
Get on them. I know how to hunt them. We just got to find them.
That's the tricky.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never turkey hunted Georgia. I've always wanted to. So I look forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a good time, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Did you send an invite to Dan?
I can.
Yeah, might as well. Let's get him in here. Let's let the man talk. Let the man preach. So, but anyways, so as I was saying, I'm going to Florida April 5th and coming back the 7th. Yep, that'll complete my slam. A lot of people don't know Tad, but Tad was one of the founders of our organization. Me and John and Keith and David, and so me and him started a slam in 2018. We started that in Kansas. Tad passed away before we could go kill our Merriam, so I went out to Wyoming, killed my Merriam for him. So now we're coming to Florida. I'm going to complete this slam in his honor. I'm going to start it all over again. I think I'm going to Kentucky April 15th. And then I'm going to come to Georgia, somewhere in between there. So, and then Ian is coming down, which Ian is our Michigan chapter captain and our board secretary. So I'm excited to have him come back down. Maybe we can do another podcast where it's me, him, and you in the podcast, and we just talk the stuff, man.
Yeah.
So,
Good to have you.
Yeah. I'm going to text Dan and let him know that the podcast invite was sent from you.
Yeah.
So what you been into that since you've been down with COVID, man?
Oh, let's see. Finished Yellowstone. Started on this new show called Mayor of Kingstown.
Any good?
I watched one episode. It's looking like it might be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watched that 1883. The spinoff of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I actually kind of like it.
Not bad. It's definitely a little more slower paced.
Yeah. I don't like that they've delayed it week to week. I don't like that part.
Yeah.
My wife's got me hooked on this show called Outlander. Have you ever watched it?
No, I've seen it, but I haven't. I mean, I've seen it on the streaming shit, but I ain't actually watched it.
You should watch it. It's actually pretty good. The next season comes out next month, I think. Maybe in March. It's a pretty good show. So, but well, did you find you a boat yet? You did.
You want me to just get off the podcast now? You trying to make me mad today?
No.
Dude,
I know that we've been shopping.
The boat I wanted about 4 years ago was like $25,000.
Right.
The same boat, maybe a model year newer, is now going for $40,000. This shit is ridiculous. Like it's
inflation, man.
So I don't know, man. Like I know me and you were looking at John boats there for a while, and just get something to get out. But once I start looking at boats, I'm like, well, I actually want this, and I want this. So I start looking at center console, bay boats, pontoon boats.
I'd love a center console, but I'm not paying $45,000 for a center console.
So I found one in Chattanooga that a guy was willing to trade stuff for, but he just didn't get he sent like that cryptic let me not get banned from Facebook, but I like boom booms. I was like, I got all kinds of boom booms. So can you be a little more specific? And he never answered back. So.
Right. I must not been in a hurry to sell it. I don't know, but I think I'm just gonna push for a John boat. Yeah, I mean it'll suit my needs. I just want to get out on the Tennessee River, throw some jugs out, go down river, drink a couple beers, wait for the jugs to come to me.
If I want to get out on a boat this year, that's probably going to be my route too, unless I can convince the wife to take out another loan.
Oh, dude. Well, get to sweet talking, dude.
My sweet talking ain't been good lately.
Oh, you better step your game up, man. I do just like I do, and I just tell my wife I'm gonna do it. She don't hear from me though when she wants to go do things. I will say that.
Well, the thing is, so I went and talked to the guy down there at one of the boat dealerships, and he was like, "Yeah, because a boat's a leisure vehicle, right? So it's like a leisure loan. So RVs, boats, four wheelers, they're all considered leisure vehicles, which means when you go to get the loan, your credit score has to be higher than it normally would for, say, a car or a house, because a car and a house are the things you're going to pay on first, because that's how you make your money and where you live."
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, what's your credit score got to be to get the good interest rate and everything on a boat? He's like 750. I was like, all right. So I went and I got on Credit Karma and I was looking up my score, 740. I was like, come on, man.
10 points, dude. 10 points. It's a really good credit score, though, man.
It's better than what it was after I got out of the military.
Right. That same problem here, dude. It took me forever to recover. Finally did. Got our house. Special guest is in.
Yeah.
Are we live?
You want to bring him in?
We're live.
Hello, live.
There's the man, the myth, the bearded legend, Dan Dewitt.
You got your beard's outrunning mine, brother.
I don't know about that, Dan. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed to be here. I appreciate y'all having me on today.
We appreciate you coming on. What a better way to kick off the new year than have Dan Dewitt come in.
Oh, I'm telling you.
So, I like that hat. I need to get me one so I can start wearing it on the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. So, anyways, Dan, we're talking turkeys today. I mean, we've really talked about a number of things, but the primary focus was supposed to be turkeys. So, my question for you is, if you're a person who wants to explore different states, we'll say Tennessee. And so you've looked up the licenses, you're going to purchase your license. What is some of the stuff that you're going to look for as far as where you want to go turkey hunting, whether it's an outfitter or public land?
Oh, you talking about public land? I thought you was talking about was going to find out who's got the best governor's hunt and go with them.
Oh, that'd be cool. We do have a governor's hunt.
It's kind of like anything. You just got to get out there and do a little homework. And now with all the data that's available, you can go online and see where the turkeys were actually, shot on public land last year.
Yep.
The good and the bad about that is the heavily hunted places or the heavily killed places they're going to be heavily hunted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, heavily hunted doesn't scare me because I hunt a different style than most people. I'm not chasing them off the roost. I love to hear them gobble on the roost, but I hunt more of a midday type hunt myself. But you just got to get out there and go scout. It never stops being a game of scouting. I don't care if you deer hunting, turkey hunting, fox hunting, it don't matter. You got to go look for the game. That's what you got to go look for them. And then go find the sign. And when you start finding sign, I don't want to go hunt where I don't find no sign.
Yeah.
Do you?
Right.
No, not at all.
No, I do that enough. I don't need to make it any harder on myself.
Oh, I know. And I've been very blessed. I've got to shoot turkeys in 32 states. Hopefully I'm going to add a few more to that this year up in the Northeast. I got to go get a lot of those Northeast states I hadn't got yet. But at the same time, when we get up there, I got a guy invited me up to the Adirondacks, or how you say that, up there in the mountains this year. I've done a lot of mountain hunting out west. I'm going to take those techniques to the east, and we're going to see if those techniques will work. And just there again, you got to go wear out the boot leather to kill turkeys.
Yeah, their mountains are a lot similar to the mountains that we have in East Tennessee. It's all part of the Appalachians. But I'm excited. So my question, you brought up a good point. You said where most of your birds are harvested on public land is heavily pressured. How would you hunt a heavily pressured public land?
First of all, keep your call in your pocket for the most part. Most people, as you know, overcall on public land. They just do. Everybody, I think people, once they figure out how to make some great sounds on a turkey call, and believe me, I'm not one of those guys. I think just being realistic with your calling, being very I think the shy bird gets the tom.
Yeah.
Very seldom, except, well, there's been places out in Texas and places like that where you can just get super aggressive calling turkeys. But, man,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just the least is best, or it always has been for me. Every now and then you find a bird you can really fire up and get all cut and cackly with, but that's just not my style.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed when I went out to hunt states like Kansas and Wyoming, you can be aggressive. You can call them literally to your gun.
Sure.
You know.
You can be calling when they're 40 yards running to you.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
But I've noticed here in Tennessee, I learned the old trick from a guy named Randall Haley on Facebook, big time turkey hunter. And what I do is when I sit down, when I find my bird, I'll try to get him within a range I feel is good, usually within 50, 60 yards. I'll make a pile of leaves right beside me. And I'll scratch the leaves, mimicking a turkey feeding. And I've killed more birds like that than I have with anything else, really.
One of the best turkey hunters I've ever known in my life. He was probably in his 80s when I was in my 20s, and that's 40-something years ago.
Oh, wow.
He taught me something that I've just carried with me for the last. This will be my 48th year to turkey hunt. Okay,
that's crazy.
So that doesn't make me special or better than anybody. I've just been failing longer than everybody else. But it's true, believe me, I've screwed up more good turkey hunts than anybody ought to be allowed to. But saying that old man taught me that a 3-note yelp was the most important call. And it's a very seductive call. And you can go, no, and scratch those leaves. And I'm telling you, the realism of that, as you well know, works.
Oh, absolutely.
And all this stage calling, cackling, cutting, and all that stuff, that might work on a good 2-year-old bird. And I've had it probably work a couple of times with good mature birds.
Yep.
But for the most part, the big mature birds are called with less. Always are called with less.
I agree. So another good point to hit on, and John, if you want to chime in, you're welcome to.
Hey, John.
Hey, Dan.
So say you're going out of state. You're going to the Adirondacks, which is what, New York?
Yeah.
So are you going with an outfitter?
Oh no, we're going to hit public land up there. Believe it or not.
Awesome. So if you were going to hit
public land,
if you were going to go with an outfitter for turkey hunting or deer hunting, what is some of the questions that you would ask them or you would research into before purchasing your hunt with that outfit?
To see if they're worth the price they're going to charge you, because as we all know, outfitters have to make their money.
Sure. I mean, and believe me, being a retired outfitter of 35 years, I understand the question that most people want to know, because this is the only question people do know to ask, is what's your success ratio or what's the price? Well, success ratio to me means nothing when I'm asking a guy that, because let's say you come up and say, hey, what's your success ratio? Well, mine's been pretty good. Yeah. But I don't know how good you can shoot. I don't know how much you're going to wiggle and move. I don't know anything about you. So you're asking me to actually get in a crystal ball and figure out exactly what you're going to do. I don't know the answer to that question, but a question that I taught a lot of outfitters and a lot of people to ask other outfitters was this. I want 3 references that came and hunted with you that didn't kill a turkey.
Yeah.
Because those people, now if a guy comes in and shoots 2 birds first day or whatever's legal, and he ain't gonna do nothing but sing you praises.
Right.
But if you ask that outfitter for a reference that didn't kill a turkey, and then you talk to that guy, he's gonna be honest with you. Yep. Were there turkeys there? Was the room and board like they claimed it was gonna be? Was it a tent when it was supposed to be the Taj Mahal, or was it the Taj Mahal when it's supposed to be the tent? I mean, those are the kind of questions people get real with you when they didn't have success. Right. And the main question I want to know from that guy that didn't have success, did the outfitter advertise appropriately? In other words, were there turkeys there and I screwed it up, or you know what I'm saying?
Just
or
factors
no
out of your
birds there,
control.
or was
Weather.
the weather a factor?
Yeah.
There's so many other things there that the outfitter can't control.
Yeah.
You know, he
Did you
can't
just
keep
miss?
birds on his place.
Like,
Right.
I remember you telling me a story about a bear hunt that you guys went on.
My wife and I went to Canada a few years ago on a bear hunt. This guy had 100% till we got there. He'd never not had a client get a bear. Well, the day before we get there, they had a snowstorm. It snowstormed for 5 days of our 7-day bear hunt. Guess what bears do in that part of Canada when it starts snowing?
Hibernate.
They go back into hibernation, and guess what? We didn't see a bear. There was only one bear out of 12 bear hunters killed in that camp, and that guy shot it the first day and was lucky.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
was that the outfitter's fault? No, I'd recommend anybody go hunt with Jack up in Quebec, Canada, because he runs a great operation. And his guys were up every morning out looking for baits, bears on bait and everything else, and they just couldn't find them because the bears had gone back into hibernation. And that's not the outfitter's fault.
Right.
So you want to ask good questions to the outfitter, but I always want to talk to somebody that went somewhere that didn't have success.
And that makes sense.
You know?
That definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
So
sense.
you don't hunt traditionally for turkeys. You hunt a little differently. You don't go out there slinging lead like I do.
No, I shoot a vertical crossbow.
Mhm.
Now I have slung a lot of lead in my time. Don't get me wrong. I've killed turkeys with shot 20 gauges, 12 gauges, 10 gauges, recurves, compounds, and now crossbows. My favorite is shooting them with crossbow. I love the crossbow turkey hunt. It adds a challenge to it. I know a lot of guys, they still want to, I love to kill turkeys as much as anybody. Don't get me wrong. But to me now, it's the challenge of putting him right there in my face and putting an arrow through him. That's what I love to do. I love to do that.
What is the part that you aim at on a turkey when you're shooting a crossbow? Because you wouldn't be necessarily aiming for the head. Or do you always aim for that?
But you can get broadheads that you can shoot out of crossbows. I don't. But what I aim for is the hip socket, because I don't care what angle that bird is standing in front of me. If I break that leg, that thigh bone, I've also cut the femoral artery, and depending on how the broadhead goes through, I'm also going to take out his vitals. If you break the thigh bone, he can't go anywhere. You anchored that turkey. He's going to bleed out within seconds, and he's not going to fly off.
Okay.
Or you're going to completely miss him.
Right. I'm going to try it with a crossbow this year. I think after I'm going to go to Florida, I'm taking my shotgun. And probably the first day or two of the season, I'm going to tote my shotgun, try to get 1 or 2 birds. But I think that last bird, to kind of extend my season a little bit, I'm going to carry my crossbow.
I'm telling you, go study the anatomy, and I'll send you some pictures, but study the anatomy of a turkey.
Right.
And if you look at his leg and go straight up that leg to that hip joint, if you shoot him anywhere in that spot, and you've seen videos of me shooting turkeys in that spot, they don't go anywhere. You anchor the bird, he's dead in seconds, and you don't have to get up and chase him.
Right.
And
that's my one concern.
Do what?
Yeah. That's my one concern, is having to chase a turkey, find
it. But here's the thing. It don't matter if he's strutting in straight to you, or if he's sideways or butt to you, it don't matter. You've got a thigh shot at that turkey no matter what angle he comes in. And that's why I started going to that shot, because to me, it's the best shot to make with a bow on a turkey, any kind of bow.
Right.
Unless you're shooting chop their head off type broadhead.
Right. I'm not going to try to, hit a diameter of, a quarter, maybe a 50-cent piece with a broadhead. I'll go with the thigh shot.
I'm telling you, it's effective. Every bird, since I really got to focusing on that, I've lost 0 birds.
Do you run and gun, or are you a traditional sit somewhere, sit on fresh sign and try to call?
The birds tell me what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
The birds dictate what I'm going to do. If they're running and gunning, we're running and gunning. If they're coming out to a certain area, I'm going to be set up there comfortable. Because I'm not opposed to sitting comfortable to kill a turkey. I'm not opposed to chasing him upside the mountain. It don't matter. But the one thing I've learned in turkey hunting is I'm going to find or try to figure out where their strut zones are, and I'm going to hunt the strut zone. That's why I don't worry about chasing them off the roost, because typically what happens on a roost hunt, you hear the bird gobble, he flies down, he gets with the hens, and what happens?
He shuts
Gone.
up.
But where's he gone to?
Wherever them hens lead them.
This is why I'm not a turkey hunter. I don't know where they go. I don't know what these birds are thinking.
If you study turkeys like I have, they've got about 5 to 7 strut zones. They're going to one of those strut zones, and they may hang out there, and but there's no rhyme or reason on how do they go to those strut zones. There's no bus route, so to speak. But there's areas that they're going to, and you just got to figure out where those areas are. And myself, I like to beat them to those areas and get comfortable. They'll come.
So on a map, what does a strut zone look like? Because I know you
can't tell you that. That's classified information.
See,
It looks like a piece of dirt.
Do.
No, really, it's not like hunting saddles with deer where there's a really focused place I'm going to go to look. Because as you well know, turkeys are strutting the field, turkeys are strutting the creek bottom, turkeys are strut on top of a ridge.
Yep.
I go out and scout, because if you really preseason turkeys, they strut a lot. They really strut a lot.
Yep.
So when he's strutting, he's going to do what? He's going to leave drag marks, right?
Yep.
So if he leaves drag marks, and you see him where they're going down the road, but then when you see where he starts twirly burling, you know what I mean? Where he's spinning around and around.
Yep.
That's where the action's going to happen. If he's doing that in several places, I want to try to set up there or close to there and cut him off or either call him to that place.
Absolutely.
But now turkeys, they like all sorts of spots to strut in, because pretty much anywhere during the day he's going to be blowed up following those hens. But there are specific places they like to go find and set up and strut where hens can see them at a distance. Because you know as well as I do, once he gets those hens bred in the morning, he's going to get vocal again.
Yep.
And that's when he's most vulnerable.
And that probably explains a lot why you hunt more midday than early morning.
I've killed more mature birds from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock than I have any other time.
That's crazy, because if I go back and look at all my birds, I've killed more of my birds from 6:30 in the morning to 8:30.
But were they mature? I'm talking about 1.5-inch spur birds, big birds.
The closest bird I've ever killed to 1.5 inches was 1 7/16 inches.
Well, that's close enough.
And I
There's
killed
nothing
him.
wrong with that. That's a mature bird.
I killed him as soon as he landed off the roost.
And I've killed some big birds straight off the roost, had them fly right to me.
Right.
I know an old boy, and he's got a brown felt hat, and he'll get close to a roost, and he'll do a fly down cackle. He'll sling that freaking brown hat like a frisbee.
Really?
Yep. And he's killed a lot of big old turkeys with that technique. That's just something I know an old timer does. But everybody's got their own techniques and their own style. A lot of people kill their turkeys right off the roost because that's all they know how to do. But once I learned how to hunt the strut zones and find strut zones and start really focusing on the real big mature birds.
Yeah.
It's like hunting a trophy buck. I mean, every deer's a trophy, every turkey's a trophy. But when you start getting that jewelry, which I like,
right?
That's what I'm looking for.
For several years, I never kept the spurs.
Oh, we've all made stupid mistakes.
I've killed 42 turkeys in my life, and I just started collecting the spurs 3 years ago. So, my necklace is not nearly as big as yours.
Oh, I don't have much of a necklace.
Yeah, right. I've seen it before, Dan.
Which one?
I don't. Well, I'd say you probably wore them all.
Yeah, I've been blessed to kill a lot of turkeys, but there again, it's just you got to stay after them. I mean, here's the thing, and my daddy taught me this about turkeys: they got to make a living between daylight and dark.
Yep.
And he's a turkey from daylight and dark. And no, he's not as vocal during the middle of the day. And sometimes they get really fired up and gobble crazy during the middle of the day. But most of the time, you got to go become a turkey hunter and not a roost killer.
Yeah, I agree.
And,
I mean, I've killed some, between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock, or just before dark in Kansas. So, but most of mine are within that first 2 hours of daylight.
Because that's when most people focus on turkey hunting.
Yeah, well, it's my favorite time. I love hearing the woods wake up.
Oh, I do too. I mean, I'm even though I love to shoot a 9 o'clock turkey, I'm not going to turn one down at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I hear that.
But the thing is, I've just learned through the years that the bigger birds get killed midday. The bigger birds, and I learned that from the old timers. That I grew up turkey hunting, helping my uncle and them in the morning milk cows and stuff. But we went hunting. We didn't even get out to the woods to 8:30 a lot of times.
Right.
So, we're way past wake up time. And that's another reason I learned how to hunt midday birds, because we got there late a lot of times. But anytime's a good time to turkey hunt.
I agree. What's your favorite way to eat turkey, Dan?
Man, fried.
Yeah.
Fried.
I think that's what a lot of people do. I've seen some people roast them in the oven, like a normal Thanksgiving turkey. But I cut mine up in the nuggets.
I like turkey nuggets. I mean, I just love turkey nuggets.
Yeah, my wife cooks.
As soon as they come out of grease, pour a little honey on them. Oh,
I ain't tried that, but I'm going to now.
Batter them, fry them, and as soon as they come out the grease, just drizzle them a little honey and try a bite of that.
I will. I have noticed when I killed my bird in Wyoming and I killed my bird in Kansas that the meat tastes totally different than the Eastern does. In a minute. Sorry about that.
No, you got a little help. That's all right.
Yeah. So
I think it's all based on environmental of what they eat.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, you take a cornfield turkey up in the Midwest, the amount of on a wild turkey, they've got an enormous amount of fat compared to a turkey in the South.
I agree.
Or a turkey out west in, let's say, West Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey out in West Texas, he don't have no fat on him.
Right.
But he's still good.
Pre-season with sage.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
My Wyoming bird had a real sagey taste to it, but I really enjoyed it. It was really good.
I love hunting Miriam's out in New Mexico. It's one of my favorite hunts on public land. Been very, very successful out there. But they have a different taste. It's a real rich. It don't have no, because they eat so many of them pinyon pine acorns or whatever nuts, pinyon pine nuts.
Yeah.
And they love them.
Hey, Anthony, have we told Dan what we're sending a vet this year to go kill a turkey?
Actually, I got my info from Dan. Yeah. So
what did y'all do?
We're sending the vet to Mexico for a gould.
Oh, that's awesome. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that's fantastic.
So for the vet who wins that, what can you tell him now that he can come back and look at this video and be like, okay, I need to do this when I go hunt that bird?
When you go hunt a Gould's turkey in Mexico in the Sierra Madres, you can call a little bit more than normal. Rent a shotgun. Don't try to take a shotgun into Mexico and or take a bow. They're big turkeys. I killed one down there. The last Gould's I killed weighed 29 pounds, which was a giant turkey.
Damn.
I'll send y'all a picture of that. I mean, that turkey was a monster. But you just work them like any other turkey. I mean, they're fun turkeys to hunt because they're kind of like a Rio. They're very vocal.
Right.
And just if you don't get ahead of them, he'll come back. They'll come back. Most people, I think, chase Gould's turkeys too hard.
Really?
Yeah, I think people they push them too much. You can
what
be,
do you think
can
about
be
the
patient
food
with a
down
Gould's turkey and kill him. You really can.
What do you think about the food down there?
Depends on where you go. I love it.
Really? Yeah. I look forward to going. I've never been down there before. I can't wait for the day to go down there.
Well, you ought to send yourself then.
No, I can't do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, send me as a guide then, and I'll tell you how,
I wish. I tell you what, maybe me and you should just go down there, Dan.
let's go. I need to kill a couple more. I tell you, I've killed I've killed several Royal Slams, but I hadn't got to the Yucatan to shoot my World Slam yet, but that's where I need to go.
Are you
Even
going
though
to
you
take?
don't call the birds and all that because they're different species of turkey, but I do need to go kill some so I can say I got a World Slam.
Are you going to take your vertical crossbow?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll finish my World Slam with my crossbow.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, they shoot them out of the roost there. You know,
Most of them that I know, and they shoot them in milo fields.
oh, that's cool.
They shoot them in milo fields because I mean it's down there. I mean, well, it's not baiting because they'll go out and harvest a bunch of milo and then it's laying all over the ground or some kind of millet type, stuff
Right.
that they raise down there, and then the turkeys just come fog it.
Right.
A couple of my friends that's gone down there, they just actually went out in a fresh cut field. They'd cut the field like a day or two ahead of time. They get there, they go out there before daylight, set up a pop-up blind, and they sit there and hear the turkeys come.
That's crazy.
I mean, he had video. There was like 40-something turkeys walked into that field, and then they're sitting there. They all got their binoculars trying to pick out the 2-inch spurs, because those birds down there have incredible spurs.
Right. Well, before we get off this podcast, let's talk a little bit about old Indian tricks. Let's talk about the rookum and.
I wish I could come up with a turkey scent because if I could, I'd be rich. But
you'd be the richest man out there. You'd be richer than Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos.
I don't know about that, but I'd have at least 2 nickels to rub together. We had a great year, a lot of success. I measure our success as a company by the success people have with our products.
Yeah,
a lot of people just had great success with the products. We're fixing to start. It's the time of year that I like to refreshen and get all the mock scrapes going again. So we're fixing to really push that and try to educate people on how to run year-round mock scrapes to get inventory, to see what they, still have on their property, and just to follow their deer herd. And it's a great tool to do that. And I love scouting deer. Matter of fact, 2 days ago, boy, I had a boo-boo. I got to go back and video this and tell on myself. I walked into the woods and I set up a mock scrape where I've been wanting to go into the woods, got everything set up, put out my rookum juice, put out a little Seymour deers, went and set my camera up. Guess what I done?
Left your batteries at home.
Nope. Left the SIM card.
Oh, I've done it. I've done it 100 million times, man.
So then I went back in there the next day to take a SIM card, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go look at the scrape, and guess what's in the scrape?
Big old print.
Big old
fresh
track.
deer tracks.
Mm.
So, I mean, no matter how good you get at something, you're always going to make mistakes. And then, now, I don't know if it fell out of my pocket or I lost it. I thought I had it with me, but from now on, I'll have about 5 or 6 extras with me. So if I do carry a camera in somewhere, I'm not forgetting it. But in the next 30 days, with the exception of traveling to the Harrisburg show and NWTF, I will start getting out a bunch of mock scrapes, and then in March I'll really get them going.
So what day are you going to be at the NWTF show?
Probably that Thursday, the opening day. I got a meeting in Nashville on Wednesday, the day ahead of the show. Then I'll do one day at the show, and then I've got meetings afterwards that I got to leave and go to.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it. So if you want to pick the mind of an incredible turkey hunter, deer hunter, be at the NWTF show Thursday.
Yep. I'll be walking around the show on Thursday. I'm not going to be hanging out in anybody's booth because I just want to try to go see the show myself and get around and see all my old buddies and talk to guys like Preston and Eddie and all those guys that's been in the industry with us, a long time. Some of us been around at least a couple of weeks,
Right. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for coming on today.
Well, and thank y'all for having me. And I just, man, if people want to kill turkeys on public land, just go scout. Just get out there and scout and just enjoy it. Too many people, he got my spot and I got my spot. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into the woods after somebody left my spot and shot a turkey. You know,
Right.
and if they kill a turkey, guess what? Their name was on it. There aren't my turkeys. There aren't your turkeys. There's everybody's turkeys. And just sometimes we get fortunate enough to pack one over our shoulder. You know what I mean?
I agree. I can't wait.
Everybody have a great turkey season and just enjoy it.
Yep. You too, Dan.
All right, gentlemen.
Let's get you back
have
on
a great
before
day.
deer
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. You want to run through the sponsors real quick?
Yeah.
Great podcast, dude. I loved it. Appalachian Custom Calls, vet-owned turkey call company out of East Tennessee. Extremely affordable. If you're looking for a set of mouth calls, are $6 each. Pot calls are $40. You get a vet discount, first responder discount. He's only making a set limited number of calls this year, so you need to get on and order them now. Don't wait until March or April, and he's already sold out of them. So try to get your calls now to prepare for turkey season. Camo Dust, Chris Parnell, super good guy. If you're looking for a dry form of scent eliminator, he's definitely the guy to go to. Matt Fute, VIP broadheads, we spoke about him earlier. Extremely sharp broadheads, veteran-owned company out of Texas. He does do vet discounts. If you're looking for a fixed cut, but yet mechanical, he's a super good guy. You should check him out. Bryce Hensley, Foxtrot Ammo. If you're looking for the top of the line TSS shells, they're who to go with. Great patterns at longer distances. You can shoot deer with them, you can shoot hogs with them, or waterfowl, and they're deadly lethal on turkeys. Our cuz old Dan Dewitt right here from Old Indian Tricks LLC. Can't say enough about his product, man. The results speak for themselves. It's a synthetic scent. It's made to stay in the ground for longer periods of time, whereas a natural-based urine scent is going to go away relatively quickly. Synthetic scents is going to stay in the ground longer. You're going to get pictures of big bucks, does, who knows what else, in your mock scrapes. Or if you want to use a Seymour deer, which is more of a calming herd scent, I guess you could say. Or his cooter juice. If you're coming up on the rut, put some cooter juice out there. Make a drag line. It's going to bring the deer in. Me and John can attest to it. We've seen it all bow season. Our muzzleloader and rifle season wasn't good, but that's because we're bad hunters, not because of the product. So, thank you guys so much for coming on and watching our episode today.
This wraps up episode 29 of Outdoors with MSA. Until next time, y'all be cool.
And check out our Facebook group, Military Sportsmen of America. That's where we do all of our hunts, if you're a vet or first responder.